it's going to be a bit of a grind.
I think for me, this is going to be the most standard duel that we're going to see today. I mean, Raisy plays very standard, k1llsen plays very standard. I think it's going to come down to raw aim, raw skill, nothing really cheeky coming out. I'm assuming we're going to be seeing Galenas as well, because it's Molten Falls. It's like, it kind of goes hand in hand.
And this is a really tough pick thinking about it, because k1llsen was playing so excellent yesterday. He seems in a good place. He seems happy, he's having a good time, he's playing well. Raisy's hard to get a read on him because he's a little bit subdued.
He is, yeah.
But he's very talented. Man, I'm just gonna have to throw a dart at the dartboard here. I'm gonna go with Maestro on this one.
I mean,
I think Raisy. I'm gonna think Raisy pulls this out.
You already brought up poker, so I just want to say that Quake players would probably be fantastic poker players just for their poker faces alone.
Laker man.
Like I know we have the player cameras on them, but they could. For a lot of these guys, it could be a still photo.
Did you know? They're
just so stoic.
Drop a legendary Quake name. Did you know Laker Man ended up being a pro poker player for a while?
Didn't Thresh start doing a little bit of that as well?
Well, he has a bunch of money, so that's
okay. Yeah.
He won a car. I mean,
yeah, he won.
Right. Who needs poker when you have a car?
Well, you do need more cars, so maybe you do need poker. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Our last round of 16 match today. It's Raisy up against k1llsen. And we're going to see BJ up against Nyx off the bat. I think, you know, k1llsen's Nyx is actually really strong. I remember seeing it quite a few times at Beat Invitational when he was playing on Blood Covenant. But on Molten Falls, that's the interesting one for me to see Nyx here.
It really is. I mean, being able to lose your opponent on a map this large, it just opens up a lot of options. You saw that when k1llsen popped the Ghost Walk, Raisy was like, all right, I guess you could have gone any one of 8 different directions, so I'm going to make a guess. He wasn't quite able to do it, but he is able to secure a position on this Mega. He's already full up on weapons. I'm sure k1llsen is as well, and he's going to have his back to that armor, but Raisy might be able to collapse down on this side of the map and put some pressure on it.
And, you know, going on the same aspect really quickly about the Nyx, I mean, there are a lot of hourglasses to pick up for her. So that Ghost Walk could be off cooldown extremely quickly. If he does need to use it yet again. So big split between the items. Heavy's going to be there, and k1llsen's unfortunately going to miss out on this for now.
And when you know that you've got the Heavy and Megas coming back up, I mean, there's like that one angle you can try to pressure on, but Raisy's trying to close the distance. He's going to see that Mega get taken away, and it's a usage of the Ghost Walk from k1llsen.
Oh.
It nearly turns into another Telefrag. That was certainly the attempt, and Raisy's now got to back off looking for the dual rail. Doesn't quite get the hit, and now k1llsen's got to know that he's got Raisy on the ropes a little bit.
That teleporter's so disorienting too, because you go through in one position, but you come out the other if you go back through it.
That is how teleporters work.
Yeah, but you don't come back out the teleporter. That's the thing. You come out in a different position towards the heavy machine gun. So
right.
Like it can really disorient you. But you're right. You're not wrong. You're just a dick. Minute 50 in, and k1llsen has used his Ghost Walk pretty much off of cooldown, to be fair.
Yeah, so some really good defensive shots from Raisy kept that k1llsen from wanting to get much more aggressive than he already was. And yeah, you can see how into it he already is. We've got a few more seconds before that Ghost Walk comes back up. k1llsen might be biding some time, but Raisy's really losing out on the item game at the moment. k1llsen just kind of biding his time and not really getting a whole lot of it, but a great rail to open things up. There goes a lot of that stack. 2 seconds to the Ghost Walk. He knows that Raisy will be coming out of Mega, likely from down below, but he's going to be able to catch him back over by Railgun instead.
Out of rockets is able to restock his arsenal. Stack is, I think he doesn't really have a stack. He's just full natural, which is, you know, a great thing on most champions. When you're playing a light champion like this, your full stack is never good enough, especially when against the bursty damage that a BJ can provide.
He also hasn't really been giving away his position much at all. So Raisy's suspecting a trap at Mega, and he's going to be able to take it and scurry away as quickly as possible, going, great, I have all the stack, fantastic. I'm not really sure what k1llsen's long-term plan is here, but opening damage is going to be absolutely vital.
See him tilting his head back there, knowing he probably should have hit that shot. I think that's what he has to go for, right? Is the long-range rail shots to get the damage chipped away at Raisy. So you can just see on the top-hand side of the screen how different the stack is. And look at that, one rail down to 60 HP.
This does feel a little bit like Quake Champions Duel with Nyx v Nyx on, or Nyx v Sorlag on something like a Blood Covenant, where you eat one rail and immediately your thought goes from, you know, attacking your opponent to, all right, gotta go find 25s, gotta go find small armor. But k1llsen still wants to set up this trap. He's got a good read with the rocket, only 17 damage off of it, however. So Raisy's gonna push forward on the jump pad. A little bit risky. He's going to eat that rail.
Oh.
And here's the trap. Here's the LG. k1llsen taking no damage whatsoever. And Raisy, he's going to get out of that alive, but could be a play for Mega.
I mean, to be fair, if you look at Raisy's stack, it seems like he took no damage either. But there was so much overstack in terms of health and armor.
Yeah.
You know, k1llsen had to really whittle away at him just to get him back to full natural. And like, I mean, we're 4 minutes in. We've had, you know, a decent amount of fighting here or there, but no kills just yet for either player. And I think you're starting to see the effect of not only how they play, because I think this is really, you know, similar to how their style is, at least on this map. Raisy likes to be more aggressive on other maps, but with the pressure of a best of one on your shoulders.
But now Raisy's going to know that that Ghost Walk has been popped and it wasn't even used aggressively. It was used just to secure that heavy armor. So Mega's going to be back up. Raisy's going to maintain a bit of a stack advantage. Quite a bit of a stack advantage, in fact. And k1llsen, it's fair to say that he's definitely got his back up against the wall, especially here in this corner. This is a bad place to get caught. Really good spam, but it's going to be k1llsen going down at the hands of Raisy.
Raisy did take a lot of damage there, able to heal back up to 100. Maybe we can see k1llsen contest over towards heavy. The weapons, he's going to have LG. Pops the duel, gets knocked into the air too. But he still have heavy nonetheless, and he's finally able to get some sort of like major item going for him.
Well, 10 seconds. Counting down the time where he's got to stay alive, and the defensive rockets and rails are just enough to keep k1llsen away. He might be able to run this back in and take away that first round.
All right, so Raisy doesn't look happy at all that he won the round. As you're saying before, a lot of good poker players potentially out there. No poker face at all. Actually, no, they do have a poker face. You look at Toxic, I mean.
This is Raisy angry.
Doesn't smile.
This is Raisy happy. This is Raisy sad.
It's like those shirts, you know, it's like the different feelings, and it's just the same face over and over again.
All right, so Raisy getting another spawn here on Mega, getting the initial pickup for Rocket Launcher, moving back through to the top. Might be looking for an early pickup of Rail. They could clash here, yep. And it's going to be an immediate Ghost Walk from k1llsen once again. Opening on Nyx for a second round. It really did feel like in that first round that it was difficult for him to kind of find a fight, capitalize on it, get that early damage off, but he's sticking to his guns here so far.
I don't know if I wouldn't mind him switching things up if we get to a third round with Raisy up 2-0. I mean, the Nyx wasn't terrible, but, you know, it's like that, you know? The problem is, you know, when the Ghost Walk's down, you've got nothing else to fight with. And if he's not stopping Raisy from picking up these items, if he's not hitting his rails, most importantly, then there's no way he's going to be able to punish Raisy for securing both majors time and time again.
I mean, hit whatever you want. He had to know that, you know, BJ had his ability up. He didn't look both ways before dropping down for that armor. I mean, he was actually kind of asking for all of that LG.
Just remember, folks, you gotta look both ways before crossing the street or before dropping for heavy. Completely agree, and you know, considering like how careful k1llsen was playing, I was surprised he didn't look both ways.
Yeah.
Be more cautious about that jump to heavy.
But just the same thing again. I mean, we got Raisy making a similar kind of missed call there, as k1llsen's able to take that frag and even it back up, taking away Mega as well, going, hey, this is what it feels like to actually take away items on this map.
Well, minute 30 in, k1llsen's finally able to get his first frag on the board after that first round. And look at him seeming to play with a lot more confidence. I mean, obviously when you're going from a BJ or a Nyx to a BJ, your play style has to change dramatically, especially with Ghost Walk being on cooldown. He's setting up towards heavy. He's going to deny that away. Actually, he's going to push directly into him here. He's got to be careful jumping around this corner. He could be knocked off the map. Dual-wield rockets comes through. Could have pushed that one in, but he's actually almost able to catch Raisy out. And he does transition over towards Mega.
Yeah, it was important for Raisy to show up for that last rail. That was a really solid hit. Neither of them were willing to go through that choke point, but now k1llsen is chasing through there exactly. But his position is going to be given away by the destruction of that totem. We got 6 seconds to heavy armor. Raisy's already on top of it with the LG at the ready, looking to take this away. If he comes up this jump pad, yeah, that's way too risky, but he's got the pickup. Is he going to come up it? He's going for the attack. k1llsen's able to get a 100 damage rocket, knocking a lot of that armor off.
And unfortunately for k1llsen, he hasn't been able to get the rail. You know, for a player who is so prolific in Quake Live with being Railson, he hasn't been able to secure the weapon. And to be fair, I think after the first round, he wasn't really hitting that many shots. I think he's definitely sticking more to his guns with the rockets.
But every time he shows up, Raisy is ready for him. k1llsen trying to cross over to this side of the map once again. Raisy's got the trap. Who's going to be trapping who? It's going to be throwing off rockets either way, but here comes the rail from Raisy to get the opening damage off. And k1llsen's going to go, you know what? Fine. You take the armor this time. I'm finally getting my rail gun.
And you saw right there, like, the advantage that rail had for Raisy. He was able to get some early damage and hit the rail shot, where k1llsen only had the LG or the nail gun to spam with from that kind of range. Yes, he will get Mega, and he will get his distance back over towards rail. He has the dual wield, and I'm actually curious, how many totems does Raisy have down? Because he's had a lot of time here on the Galena.
And of course, as that time ticks in, it's going to be a pocket Mega health at some point. But look at these 2 rails coming out of k1llsen. Now that he's got it in his hands, it's going to be doing a lot of work from Raisy. Drops right back into it. And one more rocket from k1llsen will put him on frag point for this round at the very least.
Oh, he almost had an opportunity as well.
That would have been free. That would have at least been a push over to the Ghost Walk. If I were Raisy coming around that corner, yeah, I would have been hitting F incredibly fast. It's a nice little bit of a double jump on the wall in order to deny the damage, but at the same time, he's got to stay defensive.
Hoping Duel preemptively there. But net some decent damage, so has that locked into a corner, popped into the air, and k1llsen can be happy about that. You can see him nodding. It's like, yes, that's what I need to keep doing. $25,000 on the line, and best of ones the entire way through. The pressure's definitely being felt by the players.
Yeah, it seemed like earlier this morning, everyone was like, oh yeah, Duel, best of one, this will be fun. We'll be like a King of the Hill or something. And now you can see everybody starting to take this much more seriously.
Okay, so for the third round in a row, you pointed this out before, starting with Nyx yet again. I'm kind of with you on this, I believe, of his Nyx hasn't been super impressive. Hasn't been impressive at all, actually, because of Raisy just really punishing him and making him play defensively and using that Ghost Walk as often as possible.
But off the spawn, he's got Mega, he's got all the weapons he needs, and with that initial rail on Raisy, I think this is much more suited to the kind of play he's trying to make. He's got a bit of a trap set on Rocket Launcher, dropping down for Mega this time. Raisy's going to be not found at the top here. They're right next to each other. They're right next to each other. Here's the double LG. And k1llsen had already used the Ghost Walk. He expected to find Raisy down at the heavy armor himself, but Raisy's trap nearly turned against him. It wasn't enough, however, to get the frag.
Tell me how you really feel about that, Nyx, by the way, that play. The Ghost Walk through the teleporter, I'm actually really confused why that was his course of action.
If he made the right read, it would have been great, but he didn't make the right read. It wasn't great. And Raisy was already on top of the shotgun area, and the fact that he didn't even see each other. Oh no! Wow! There goes k1llsen.
For some reason, I thought you were being Waluigi there for a second.
Oh, was I not? That was my best attempt.
It was good. It was good.
But we got Raisy full up on armor. Looking for the trap here at Railgun. Another trap like this just to deny the rail. And the damage is good. The LG is going to be enough to push through the health even from that totem. And that's going to be another round. A much faster one this time around.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you see some self-reflection out of Raisy, realizing, okay, just one more, just keep playing like this. k1llsen, now the pressure on his side. I mean, he's proven over how many years that he's a fantastic duel player. He proved here at this tournament, I think most importantly to everyone out there, all the doubters, that he's an excellent team player now. But all that time he has spent and invested into doing the 2v2 has definitely affected his duel skill. And
oh no!
God.
Going for the Hail Mary, going for the telefrag, gets a face full of buckshot instead. Not a great way to lose your last Nyx potentially, but k1llsen goes down again, once again on the rail. And that's going to leave him in 25 seconds with just a Galena. Is this Molten Falls or is this Grep to keep?
It's Raisy's Falls. Nah, that doesn't work as well.
That was close.
In the meantime, though, k1llsen trying to fight another time. Raisy going to respect this one, though, and actually give him ground. Problem is, there's no items to be taken at the moment. Able to eliminate that totem, and k1llsen's down to his last lifeline. It's a 50-50 here. Can you call on the audience?
Well,
maybe phone a friend.
He's going to need to call a doctor here pretty soon, but Raisy going to be setting up on the Mega. Fortunately for k1llsen as a Galena, you can kind of bide a lot of time. And again, the silver lining of losing 2 champions in under a minute is you have all the time in the world to recover. But Raisy at the moment is going to have the heavy armor. He left up the Mega. It's an interesting choice there, but he's thinking that k1llsen is going to be back over towards rail, trying to leave that trap. But that Mega's actually been left up completely.
Yeah, he didn't even check it himself, so it's been left up for a long period of time. And I think Raisy expects it to be taken already. As we can see, it's not been, and maybe a slight overstep by both players here. But either way, I mean, you can see Raisy has the stack advantage, and he's going to have the drop down.
Wow, great rail coming out of Raisy. He's looking for the finisher. And that armor's going to be not quite enough to save k1llsen. That will be Raisy moving forward in the, well, the elimination bracket.
And that was our last round of 16 match of the day, too. So Maestro have quite a few players moving through the bracket. You see Garpy there next to him, rooting him on, cheering him on as well. k1llsen, unfortunately, will fall in that round. But Raisy, I mean, the man, okay, this is my idea of Raisy, is that I want to see him do well because he was one of the players grinding the entire year to get here. He's put in the work, he's put in the time, and I want to see the results show that.
I mean, you remember what he did at DreamHack Denver.
Oh, sure. And even before that, at last year's QuakeCon, he kind of came in and was, everybody's like, who is this kid? You know, like, really, because his lightning gun was out of this world. And the grind, the way he works at it, the mental approach. I touch on it several. I hate repeating myself. I feel like I am, but yeah, the mental approach of Quake. You do have to work at it. It's a very difficult game to master. It's easy to play, very difficult to master. And I'll just go to a story. I remember one of the first times I talked with Raisy, it was after QuakeCon, and I complimented him on what a great lightning gun he had. And then he asked me, so do you think I rely on it too much? And I'm like, wow. He actually asked my opinion on it. So I was like, yeah. And as a matter of fact, I said yes. I think if you
it's another story that's about your ego, I think.
Well, no. Because I think I just saw something that he's very talented, but I felt like he could be better, even better. And you see him working on it, and he's rounded into a really well-rounded player. He has a good rocket game, knows how to switch and do those combinations with the weapons, managing items and playing smarter rather than just aggression, and letting his aim carry the day. Now he has great aim, but he also has the brain. He thinks it through, and he just beat k1llsen, who's been playing excellent.
I mean, some of it was brain, some of it was aim, some of it was just reaction time. Like a Nyx appears in your face, and you've got your shotgun out. Actually, I think we had a clip of that. I wouldn't mind seeing that again.
I don't think k1llsen wants to do that again, though.
Well, I mean, it's such a Hail Mary play out of k1llsen.
Man.
You are really just putting all of your chips on the table, to carry the analogy forward, to get that telefrag. I mean, we saw one today, and he was like, I could do that too. Yeah. I'm not going to let him be the only one, but couldn't quite pull it off.
It's funny because we had that one earlier where it's, that's so risky because you miss, right? I think Cap was saying, like, you're just dead there if you miss. And there's a good example, point blank to the face. And I like the quick turn, man. Really good.
You know, about your story that you were saying, one thing that I kind of actually liked about hearing from that is that Raisy seems to always be willing to learn. You know, no ego. He doesn't only believe in himself. Obviously, he has other people giving him some advice, and he's willing to take it. He's willing to continue to try to learn and be humble about it.
And that's, that was kind of my point of the story is, I'm not that great of a player anymore, but the fact that he recognized, he probably, I know a little bit about the game. He just wanted my opinion, and whether he agrees with it or doesn't, he just wanted to hear a viewpoint about his style and how he could get better. And then, you take what you believe in and you kind of work on it. And again, you got to give credit to Team Maestro as well. I think Maestro Gaming's doing a phenomenal job with these players and getting them ready. And he's got a good work ethic. So I think he can go far, especially in a single elim, one map, winner take all. He's a dangerous opponent. I wouldn't want